Hi, this is Carrie from diddledaddle.blogspot.com. I'm going to show you today the long overdue tutorial for the 4x4 post that we used on our Pottery Barn knockoff beds that my father and I made. So today I'm just using MDF boards because that's what we used on the beds. We used 3/4 inch thick boards. I'm going to rip these boards on a table saw, and guess what? That's the only power tool that I'm going to use to make this, so it really couldn't get any easier. Now you can use regular hardwood if you want, but like I said, we used MDF, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, we're going to set our guide up. So I want a 4-inch. I'm going to allow a little extra room, so I set my guide up at 4.5 inches. And I'm 4.5 inches from the inside of the blade, because you have to allow for the width of the blade. So between these two pieces, I'll have 4 sides. So let me go ahead and get them cut. Put on my safety goggles. If this table saw gets too noisy, I'll just edit it out. So we're back. I've got my 4 sides cut. Remember, I want 4-inch sides by 4x4, but I've cut my boards 4.5 to give me a little extra so when I make my 45-degree angle cuts. I've taken the time to set up my table saw to a 45-degree angle. I've changed the blade so that it tips over. Okay? I'm making sure having it set exactly at a 45-degree angle. Always double check. Even if your table saw has a little degree sign onto it, it says 45 degree, never really trust it. It's so easy for them to get out of balance. So take your tool, double check it, make sure we're at a 45, everything looks good. I'm going to take all 4 boards and do one side only. I'm going to 45 one side on all 4 boards, then I will flip them over and I will do the other side to make sure that I have 4 inches across. Okay, so there we go. We've got 4 pieces that have a 45-degree angle on one side. Now I need to do is the other side. So we're going to flip it over. Make sure that your 45-degree angle that you just cut is facing down. Okay? Okay, so both 45-degree angles need to be on the same side. So now we're going to do the other side of all 4 boards. Then we have our 4 sides with our 45-degree angle cuts. Alright, we're going to lay the outside, the flat side, down. And we're going to put masking tape or painter's tape, a couple pieces. Depending on the length of your board, you're going to need more. For this size, we'll just start with 3 pieces. And I'm putting them on the right side. It doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I'm putting them all on the right side. And then what I'm going to do is lay the tape down, take the edge that doesn't have the tape, and set it down. Butt up the edges together nice and close. Okay, press it down. Make sure the tape is adhered nice and neat. Okay, the next one, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4. them down. Make sure your edges are butt up. Try to get your ends nice and neat. Press it down. And we're going to do a dry run. Okay? Oops, my tape didn't stick. Get that tape to stick. Press it down. I kind of got some sawdust. I should have cleaned the sawdust off a little bit. Spring it up. Okay? Walk it up. The next side, the tape's stuck good on this side. And set it together. Okay? And this is a dry fit. Check your corners, make sure they all come together nicely. Look at that. That looks really good. Okay? If you've got a little gap somewhere, after you glue it together, we'll put a little bit more tape on any areas that we need. Alright, so go ahead and take that last bit off. Roll it out. Okay? And now you're going to apply wood glue. Be very generous with your wood glue. You want it on all the 45-degree angles. On every 45-degree angle, apply it generously. Okay? And if you're using a wider side, if you're going to do a 6x6 post, if they're longer, you are going to need to even maybe go back across it twice, because this MDF will absorb the glue pretty quickly. So you got to be quick and really be generous. Make sure you get it everywhere. We use a little paint. Now we're going to apply the wood glue with a little paintbrush. Alright, and we're going to do all the 45-degree cuts. Okay, and I'm going to be very generous. Make sure that every piece gets brushed in. Applied wood glue to all our 45-degree cuts, and we're just going to fold it on up again. Okay, bring it all up. Okay, make sure your edges are nice and together. Okay, and we got our 45-degree. Now, you should have some nice glue squishing out. That's good. We can go ahead and scrape that off later. Just leave it on. If you find that you have a spot where it's not coming together, pull it together with another little piece of tape. Okay? And everything looks good. Be careful with these edges, with this 45-degree angle. They can be really sharp at times. So, now you're just going to let this dry for an hour. Come back, let the glue dry. Go ahead and remove the tape. Now again, you can do this with hard wood as well as our, and if you see the edge, okay, we'll have a nice, okay, and if your edges didn't come together, you can go ahead and use a circular saw and cut it so that it's nice and shaped, or if you have a large chop saw, you can also chop saw and make sure your edges are clean. Okay, and that's your 4x4 post. Pretty easy. Good luck.